Illiye varka. Oh, sorry. One. Okay. Thanks. यो नित्यमच्युत पदाम्बुजयुग्मरुग्म व्यामोहदस् ददिदराणित्यनाय मेने अस्मत्कुरोर्भगवतास्य दयैकसिन्धो रामानुजस्य शरणं प्रपद्ये பூமன்னமாத பொருந்திய மார்பன் புகழ் மலிந்த மன்னமாறன் அடிப்பணிந்துய்ந்தவன் பல்கலையோர் தாமன்ன வந்தவி ராமானுஜன் சரணாரவிந்தும் நாமன்னி வாழ நெஞ்சே சொல்லுவோம் அவன் நாமங்களே ராமானுஜா ராமானுஜா ராமானுஜா. Namaskaram everybody. Thank you for being here. So today happens to be, I think most of you know, the 1000th birth anniversary of Sri Ramanuja. So this presentation is mainly for kids, and I'm not an expert, let me say that first. I was guided by my mother, and there's a slideshow that Arya put together for the children, which has beautiful pictures, which we found online. So I'm sure the kids can relate with what I'm saying to that, and of course everybody, and enjoy the whole thing. I tried to make the whole, basically I'm trying to bring the life of Ramanuja in a very, very, very brief nutshell. And what I'm saying is barely, I've scratched the surface. And there is so much more, and anything that you can say will still not be enough, you know. But I tried my best to make it as interesting and as fun for the kids so that they can enjoy the story. These are all small instances from his life which will help them understand who he was and how great he was, and why is it that even after thousand years we are remembering him today. So quick brief introduction about Swami Ramanuja. Swami Ramanuja was a great spiritual leader, philosopher, and one of the most important exponents of Sri Vaishnava tradition of Hinduism. He has presented the importance of bhakti or devotion of God as a means, bhakti and devotion to God as a means of spiritual liberation. He was a remarkable administrator, and many of his systems are still followed in Srirangam and Tirupati temple. He has spread the message that all are equal in the eyes of God, and spread the most sacred mantra to all humankind, preaching non-discrimination among different classes of people. So mainly, you know, thousands of years ago we are talking about, and even today we see racism all over the place, and thousands of years ago he has gone beyond and tried to show people how to come together and put the caste system away. So I'm starting the story, made it very brief, hopefully you'll all enjoy it. And in between I will sing some songs. There are some songs that I'm going to sing today that are composed by my father's friend Sri Sundarajan from Mumbai, and they are composed mainly for Ramanuja for his 1000th, for this particular occasion. So I would like to introduce those songs, and there are some songs that you already must have heard before.
Who said the tune to?
He has set the ragam, but I set the tune, with her help, of course. So since that was a little easy for us, because he said what ragam it is, but we have not heard anybody sing it. But we tried to sing the songs in that particular ragam with whatever we have. No problem. So, let's get started. Are you all ready? Who's sleeping? You're sleeping? Yeah. Oh. Okay. Let's hope I'll wake you up and not put you, to the... Okay. So, long time ago in a place, in a small town, which was once a village called Sri Perumbudur. This place is still there and it is near Chennai. There lived a couple named Keshava Saumayaji and his wife Kantimati. They were leading a very happy and a contented, peaceful life. But however, the only thing that was missing was they never had any children. So the couple, at the advice of their family well-wisher, Tirukatchi Nammi, went to Tiruvelikeni. How many of you have heard about Tiruvelikeni? Good. So Lord Parthasarathi's temple, okay, it's still there. So next time when you go to India, make sure you visit all these places that I mentioned so that you can see all these beautiful temples that are still there after so many years. Okay. So they went to this temple and performed a big yagna with full sincere and devotion. Okay. So Lord Parthasarathi was very pleased, and after about a year, on 4th April 1017, on a Thursday, Kantimati gave birth to a child. This child had lot of auspicious marks on his body. So he was basically considered as an incarnation of Adisesha. Who knows who is Adisesha? Anybody except Arya? Yes, who's Adisesha? Yes, Vishnu's 1,000-headed snake, right? Yeah. This boy later came to be known as Ramanuja. So I'm singing a Suprabhadam, basically to wake all of you who are sleeping, and and Ramanuja. In India, I think it's good time for Suprabhadam, right? Okay. And it's May 1st is their Ramanuja Jayanti, so perfect timing. So this is one of Sri Sundarajan's composition. அருமிகும் ஜோதியங்கள் அருமருந்தே ராமானுஜா ஆதவன் உதயம் கொண்டான் துயில் எழுவீர் தூமணியே அருள்மிகும் ஜோதியங்கள் அருமருந்தே ராமானுஜா ஆதவன் உதயம் கொண்டான் துயில் எழுவீர் தூமணியே இப்புவியில் நீரும் ஈடெல்ல குருவா நீர் பூவியில் நீரும் ஈடெல்ல குருவா நீர் எப்போதும் ஏழுலகும் ஒப்பாரில்லா குருவே எப்போதும் ஏழுலகம் ஒப்பாரில்லா குருவே அருள்மிகும் ஜோதியங்கள் அருமருந்தே ராமானுஜா ஆதவன் உதயம் கொண்டான் துயில் எழுவீர் தூமணியே ஓங்கி உலகளந்த உத்தமனின் புகழை பாங்காகவே உரைத்து பக்தர் பலர் கொண்டீர் ஓங்கி உலகளந்த உத்தமனில் புகழை பாங்காகவே உரைத்து பக்தர் பலர் கொண்டீர் நீங்காத நிதியானீர் நித்தமுமை கொழுதோம் நீங்காத நிதியானீர் நித்தமுமை தொழுதோம் தூங்கேல் எழுந்திடுவீர் தூயவரே சுப்பிரபாதம் தூங்கேல் எழுந்திடுவீர் தூயவரே சுப்பிரபாதம் தப்பெது நான் செய்யினும் நீர் பொறுத்தாண்டருள்வீர் தப்பாது தரிசனமும் எப்போதும் தந்திடுவீர் தப்பேது நான் செய்யினும் நீர் பொறுத்தாண்டருள்வீர் தப்பாது தரிசனமும் எப்போதும் தந்தருள்வீர் எங்கும் நிறைந்திடுவீர் என்னை ஆள வந்திடுவீர் எப்போது நிறைந்திடுவீர் என்னை ஆள வந்திடுவீர் எம்பெருமானாரே திருப்பள்ளி எழுந்திடுவீர் அருள்மிகும் ஜோதி எங்கள் அருமருந்தே ராமானுஜா ஆதவன் உதயம் கொண்டான் துயில் எழுவீர் தூமணியே அருள்மிகும் ஜோதி எங்கள். So moving on. Now Kantimati. Who was Kantimati? I'll ask questions once in middle, so making sure everybody is paying attention. Who was Kantimati? Yes. Very good. So Kantimati had a brother called Periya Thirumalai Nambi and a sister called Sridevi. So when Kantimati's child was born, Sridevi also had a child. So no sooner than the uncle, Periya Thirumalai Nambi, heard this good news, he came to Sri Perumbudur to see both the children. Okay? So he saw Kantimati's son who had divine traits, very similar to Lakshmana. Who is Lakshmana? Only he is answering. Somebody else needs to answer too. Rama's brother, right? Lakshmana. Periya Thirumalai Nambi named the child of Kantimati as Ilayalvar, representing Lakshmana. Then he visited his other sister's child, and he saw deep soulful qualities in this child too. And he named him Govinda. So both the children, they grew up together. And in there, they had all the things, whatever happened, the sacred Upanayanam ceremony, everything was conducted at the time when they were in their 8th year. Then Ramanuja went to study Vedas. And then Ilayalvar, we won't say Ramanuja till now, okay? Now his name is only Ilayalvar. So Ilayalvar was a very intelligent boy. And if he listens to something once, he can immediately grasp it and repeat. Very intelligent. He always made good friends. Had very special likings for especially acharyas and saints and people like that. In his 16th year, he was married to Tanjamambal. Okay, you have to remember this name. I will ask you later. Okay. Now, at that time in Kanchipuram, near another town, Kanchipuram, near Sri Perumbudur. Kanchipuram is also there. Go visit sometime. There lived a teacher, very famous teacher. His name was Yadava Prakasha. So students from nearby, far by places, everybody used to come all the way to learn. Very famous teacher, everybody wanted to be in his school, Gurukulam. So Ilayalvar also joined his school and he became his disciple. Yadava Prakasha was very happy to have him as a disciple. Very intelligent. Who won't like an intelligent student? Anything you say, immediately he grasps it, and good name for the teacher, right? Yeah. But as time passed, Ilayalvar was not able to accept some of the things that his teacher was explaining. He felt that the meanings were all wrong. The explanation was not good. And he would not keep quiet. He will immediately say, I think this is what this is. You're wrong. Those days that was not acceptable. And there was a lot of difference of opinion between the teacher and him. Over the period of time, that difference became bigger and bigger. And at the same time, Ilayalvar's popularity also increased. Everybody started knowing about him and said, oh, that boy is a very smart boy. Always gets first rank, first grade in class and all that. Yadav Prakasha did not like that. He was very jealous. How can my student come up and get more popular, become more popular than me? And you know what he planned? He planned to kill him. Da-da-da-dang. Okay, so he made a plan along with his other disciples that we'll all go on a pilgrimage, and on the way we'll kill Ilayalvar, and we'll just go to Ganga, take a bath, all our sin is gone, okay, and then we can come back as if nothing ever happened. Nobody will know, it's all done. and we don't have to deal with this guy again, right? So on an auspicious day, all the students with Yadava Prakasha, they started on that field trip. Like how we go on a field trip, right, you guys? So they went on it. The only thing is this was long, many days, not just one day. So they went on a field trip, and after a few days, they reached the Vindhya mountains in central India. Yadav Prakasha decided, okay, this was the right time to kill Ilayalvan, and started acting on his plan. So somehow, Ilayalvan's cousin, Govinda, remember? Best friend? Yes. He came to know about this plan, and he warned his cousin, saying, you have to be careful, you escape, go away somewhere. If you're going to be here, you're going to be killed. They're planning out something is cooking. So Ilayalvan immediately took his advice and ran into the forest. So Yadava Prakasha and other disciples started searching for him everywhere and seeing where did he go? They didn't know that Govinda knew about this and already warned him. After some time, they thought, okay, he went into the forest, some animal must have eaten him. Okay, our job is done easy. We don't have to worry about that anymore. And they continued with their pilgrimage. They were very happy. Here, Ilayalvan escaped into the very thick forest and, lost his way. He didn't know what to do. It was night time. He had no idea. Then he saw a hunter couple coming. And he asked them, will you help me find my way? I'm lost. They said, okay. They asked him, where are you going? Where do you want to go? He said, I want to go to Kanchipuram. He said, we are also going that side. You come with us and we can go together. So he was very happy and thankful that there is somebody there. So the hunter couple and they all started going, and then after some time the hunter's wife, she felt very thirsty. Then she asked, one of you go get water. So Ilayalvan felt that, okay, I have to do something, repay back. This is the least I can do. So he said, I will go in search of water and bring water. So when he brought water back, they were gone. The hunter couple vanished. Then he was like, oh, where am I? And then he sees there is a gopuram far away and asks somebody, what is this place? And they say, this is Kanchipuram. Oh, so he was so happy. He said, God, we're already here. And then he realized that hunter couple were none other than Lord Varadaraja Perumal and Mahalakshmi themselves. They have come to save him. And then he saw a nearby well. And that well is called Chalaikanaru. That well is still there in Kanchipuram, and he said, from today, every day, I'm going to take water to the Kanchipuram temple as a service. Every day they give holy back to the god, right? So he decided his job is to take water. And he was doing that, very happy and very contented about it. I hope you're following that, because that is kind of, has many pictures that I'm talking about. So then Ilayalvan then stayed in Kanchipuram. Meanwhile, Yadava Prakasha, they all went to their finished and came back. Whom did they see in Kanchipuram? Yes. How did he come here? We thought he died. How is he here now? But did they say anything? Did he say anything? He didn't say anything. Why should he say? He was sad and angry, but couldn't say anything. And then days went by. Ilayalvan still went back to Yadava Prakasha to learn, despite all that happened. But Yadava Prakasha was a little scared of Ilayalvan, but he told him one thing. See, if you want to be in my class, you should not talk. You should not ask questions. You should not argue with me. You have to just listen to what I say and go on. Then Ilayalvan felt that, okay, this won't work for me. I cannot be like that. I cannot accept something that is wrong. So I need to, and then with his, he asked for advice to, the same family well-wisher that I spoke about in the beginning, Tirukatchi Nammi. And Tirukatchi Nammi said, there is somebody called as Periya Nambi. He's a very good tea guru, scholar. You learn from him. You become his disciple. So about that same time, there was another very great Acharyan, scholar, Yamunacharya, who was also known as Alavanda in Srirangam. Srirangam is another place. Anybody heard of the place Srirangam except moms and dads, kids? Yeah, okay. So in Srirangam, this Alvar was in Srirangam. And he was actually, his health was getting very bad. But he had heard a lot about Ilayalvar's glory and prayed and hoped that he should be his successor. See, in those days, imagine there was no internet, nothing, but things spread. How? How did it spread? How people from Srirangam know about people in Kanchipuram? How? Just word of mouth, right? And so he had heard about Ilayalvar. He sent one of his disciples to Kanchipuram and said, I bring him here, I want to see him, I want to talk to him. So when Ramanuja was asked to come, Ilayalvar was asked to come to Srirangam, he happily went. But when they reached there, Alavandan had already passed away. But when they went to pay respects to his remains, they saw that 3 fingers in his right hand were folded like this. See that in the picture there? Yeah. So nobody knew why. What was it? Nobody understood. Then after talking to his disciples, Ilayalvar found that there were 3 unfulfilled wishes. The first one was, he wanted the Brahma Sutra in a form of a text which was called as the Sri Bhashyam. He wanted to do that. He could not do that. The second was, a great saint called Nammalvar had exceptional poems and he wanted him to write meaning and translate those poems. And finally, he wanted to name somebody as Parashara Bhatta. Now, we all know that in our tradition, how we name our children or anybody. Either it is God's name or somebody who is famous. Why? Because you also want to, that name should not go away when you name somebody with someone else's name. So that was the reason. So Ilayalvar said, he took a vow. He said, I will make sure that I fulfill these 3 wishes. The minute he said that, immediately all the 3 fingers straightened. Soon disciples of Alavandar said, okay, you have to be our guru. We want you to be here. Ilayalvar said that, no, I have to go back to Kanchipuram. I'm doing this service, I cannot stop and come. Just like that. So when the time comes, I will come. And he goes back to Kanchipuram. Meanwhile, Tanjamambal, who is that? Shravani. Very good. Good job. Yes. Yeah. So, Tanjamambal's, she did few things that Ilayalvar was not very happy about. So, Ilayalvar was a person who, I said in the beginning, he looked upon everybody equally. Now, all this, the family well-wisher that they had, Tirukkachi Nambi, they were all not of the same caste as him. In those days, caste system was really taken very seriously. People from higher caste will not even, I'm saying this for the younger kids who have no clue what it is. Good in a way. It's better not to know. So, but Ilayalvar would never do that. He would treat everybody equally. So he had invited Tirukkachi Nambi to his house for dinner. But he could not be there at that time. By the time he came, he saw that house was clean, everything was washed. His wife had taken a shower, she had cooked again. And what is happening? Why did you do that? What is happening? So Tirukkachi Nambi was not a Brahmana. So what his wife did was, she made him sit outside and gave him food. After he ate, she cleaned the whole place. She threw away the leftovers, took a shower, recooked for them. So Ilayalvar was very upset. He said he was not happy at all with what she did. Similarly, she did a few more instances, examples like that happened in their life. And then Ilayalvar said, this is enough, I'm not going to be, he was not happy with it, and he said, I'm going to just renounce my married life. I'm just going to give up my married life and become a sannyasi. Who's a sannyasi? Any idea? Monk. Okay? Yeah. But before that, there were a few things he had to do to become a sannyasi. So he asked his guru to do what is called as Pancha Sanskaryam. நீங்க சொல்றேடா பஞ்ச சம்ஸ்காரம்னா என்னென்ன நீங்க இன்னும் அழகா சொல்வீங்க. நான் சொன்னல ஏதாவது தப்பு இருந்தா சொல்லுங்க, இன்டரப்ட் பண்ணுங்க. Okay, so in Sri Vaishnava tradition, what happens is all the men and the women also are supposed to have the shankh and the chakram of the god embossed in their shoulders. So this was very important, and so this was the first thing that Ilayalvan had Periyan Nambi do it. So Periyan Nambi was in Srirangam, Ilayalvan was in Kanchipuram. So they met halfway in a place called Madurantakam. Okay, and that is where this happened. And I was very, very lucky to have visited this temple last December when I went, and there was a tree, and they said under this tree is where the Pancha Sanskaryam happened. More than that, go to the next slide. The temple also had the Vigraham that Ramanuja used for prayers, and the Shankha and the Chakram that was used on him for his Panchachan. If you see that picture, we were very, very lucky to see the priest brought it so close, and we could even see it very, very close. It was amazing. It was thrilling to see something that was so old and used by such a great person, and we were very, very happy to. So if this is very, very close to Chennai, you go next time, try to go to this temple. It's a beautiful Rama temple, and I would really advise, if you can, please go.
For everyone to see in the temple?
Yes, it is there in a Sannidhi, next to Ramanuja Sannidhi, it is there. And you can, if you request, they will even bring it closer and show it to you. Yeah. So that the Pancha Sanskaryam happened there. And after that, Ilayalvan went to Lord Varadarajan Perumal, because he was doing that service every day, and requested that I want to, become a sannyasi and do lot of service, and he had lot of things in mind that he wanted to do. It is said that the Lord himself proclaimed him as a sannyasi and gave him a Tridandam. Tridandam is a flag, see there. So like how every country has a flag, and that flag is a symbol, that is a symbol for every Acharyan, and they don't put it down. They are not supposed to put it down also. They will always hold it. It's a very important. Perumal also gave him blessings and the name Ramanujan. That is when he got that name Ramanujan. Ramanuja had great disciples after that. Mudaliyandan, Kuratalvar, and his own cousin also became a great disciple. Believe it or not, there was another person also who became his disciple after that. Can you guess who that is? Make a wild guess. No, it is not there in the slideshow. Very good. What is his name? What is his name? You forgot. Such an important character. Yadava Prakashar, right? Yeah. So, yes, good. Now, even after becoming a sannyasi, Ramanuja's quest for learning never ended. So, Periyan Nambi told Ramanuja that there is this place called Tirukotiyur, and there is an extremely learned scholar there. He knows a very sacred divine mantra, and you go get it from him. You should get it from him somehow. Ramanuja went and asked him. He said, come tomorrow. Then tomorrow, come the day after tomorrow. No, I have to go out, come the next day. 18 times, 18 attempts. He went, and finally the 18th time, Tirukotiyur Nambi, that scholar's name, he said, okay, now I will teach you that mantra, but you have to promise me something. You have to promise that you will not teach this mantra to anybody and everybody. And if you do it, you will go to hell. Remember. Okay, so don't do that. And Ramanuja agreed, so I promised. And then he learned the mantra from him. After that, he was walking back. When he was going back, immediately something struck him and he saw a nearby temple. He goes to the temple, goes to the highest point of the temple, highest voice, loudest voice. He calls out to everybody. And if I'm going to teach a mantra and if you are interested, you want to learn, come. And with that loud voice, he told that mantra, taught that mantra to whoever was there. Doesn't matter which caste, nothing. Anybody who was there would learn that mantra. Immediately, Tirukotiyur Nambi came and asked him, how come you just promised 10 minutes back? What happened to your promise? Immediately you broke your promise. Why did you do this? Very angry. How can you do that? You know what Ramanuja said? He said, by teaching this mantra to so many people, I am the only one going to hell. But everybody else will, get the blessings of God and go to heaven. Isn't that a great thing? That is, I don't mind going to hell just for that. So such a great heart he had. He was such a selfless person. And Tirukotiyur Nambi was, for a second, he was shocked to hear that. He immediately embraced Ramanuja and said, from today, I am also your disciple. Can you imagine that? And that is how Ramanuja's, he became well-known and famous. Everybody who interacted with him liked him for his selflessness, for all that he was doing for everybody. At this time, I should sing a song to wake everybody up again. This is also a song by Sri Sundarajan. This is in Darbari Kannada. Neerarul Ramanuja Nanum Tiruvadiye Dinam Toludeen Neerarul Ramanuja Nanum Tiruvadiye Dinam Toludeen Neerarul Ramanuja துன்பமும் துயரமும் வாட்டிடும் போதினில் துன்பமும் துயரமும் வாட்டிடும் போதினில் துன்பமும் துயரமும் வாட்டிடும் போதினில் நல்வழி காட்டியாய் வந்தனை காத்திட நல்வழி காட்டியாய் வந்தனை காத்திட நீ அருள்வீர் ராமானுஜா நானும் திருவடியே தினம் தொழுதேன் நீ அருள்வீர் ராமானுஜா கற்றதனால் கலியில் பெற்ற சுகங்களும் காணல் நீர் வாழ்க்கையாம் கை கொடுக்காதெனவே கற்றதனால் கலியில் பெற்ற சுகங்களும் காணல் நீர் வாழ்க்கையாம் கை கொடுக்காதெனவே உம்மருள் பார்வையும் பொன்திருள் மேனியும் உம்மருள் பார்வையும் பொன்திருமேனியும் என் மனம் நிறைந்திட வரமருள் வீர் குருவே என் மனம் நிறைந்திட வரமருள் வீர் குருவே என் மனம் நிறைந்திட வரமருள் வீர் குருவே நீ அருள் வீர் ராமானுஜா நானும் திருவடியே தினம் தொழுதே நீ அருள் வீர ராமானுஜா So after this incident, everybody started looking up at Ramanuja as an incarnation of Lakshmana, and he was also called as M. Perumanar by Tirukottinallu. That was a title given to him. Now in Srirangam, Lord Ranganatha himself wanted Ramanuja to come. And you all know, Srirangam is known as Bhuloka Vaikuntham, heaven on earth. And Ramanuja eventually, with Lord Varadaraja Perumal's permission, comes to Srirangam. On seeing him, Lord Ranganatha was so happy that he gave him the title Ubhaya Vibhuditva. Okay. Which means it's like giving the power of attorney. It's like, okay, my devotees, even if they think about you, pray to you, all their wishes will come true. It's like he is given the status of God by the Lord himself. So it is said that those who need their wishes can pray and seek Ramanuja's blessings and get their wishes fulfilled. It is also said that Ramanuja lived the rest of his life in Srirangam. His service to promote the Sri Sampradayam grew day by day. And more than that, he had so many good qualities. He established a system that administered all the daily rituals and procedures performed in temples like Srirangam, Tirupati, and everything, like I said in the beginning. Even today, many of those things are followed. After this, also he's written many books on our Sri Sampradayam. And remember, one of the wishes, writing the Sri Bhashyam of Alavandar, he fulfilled that wish, and it seems Saraswati herself comes and gives him the title of Bhashyakarar. That great he was. And he also established another temple in Tirunarayanapuram, Melkote, in Karnataka near Mysore. That's also a very famous temple. And all his works continued, and he was taking all efforts to spread everything, all the good things till his last breath. Like I said before, he is considered a chief exponent of Visishtadvaitam, school of Vedantam. Great reformer he was. Most importantly, he preached the oneness of mankind. So Ramanuja lived for 120 years, and then it is said that he attained Vaikuntapati from Srirangam. That is his story. Very, very brief story. There's so much more. And again, this is what I've also learned through this process of trying to bring this to all of you. I feel very, very fortunate, very lucky to be, a part of this, and to be able to do this on such an auspicious day, and to share whatever I knew with all of you. Just finishing with a small shlokam. Konja time irukuma? Va koindal oru paattu paadalama?
4:15 aagala.
4:50. Okay. Sriranga Mangala Nidhim Karunanivasam Shri Venkatadri Shikharalaya Kalamegham Shri Shakti Shri Hasti Shaila Shikharodvaja ज्वलपारिजातं श्रीशं नमामि शिरसा यदुशैलदीपम्. You guys want to come? You can say that. Should I? Ranga Pura Vihara Shri Ranga Pura Vihara Jaya Kodanda Ramavatar Raghuveera Shri Ranga Pura Vihara Jaya Kodanda Ramavatar Raghuveera Shri Ranga Pura Vihara Angaja Janaka Deva Davana Sarangendra Varadhara Manta Ranga Angaja Janaka Deva Vrindavana Sarangendra Varadhara Mantaranga Shamalanga Vihanga Turangam Sadaya Panga Satsangaranga Pura Vihara Shamalanga Viranga Turangam Sadaya Panga Satsangaranga Pura Vihara Jaya Kodanda Ramavatar Raghuveera Shri Ranga Pura Vihara Pankajata Kula Jala Nidhi Soma Vara Pankajamukha Patabhira Mapada Pankajajita Kamaragu Rama Vamanka Gata Sita Varavesha Seshanka Shayana Bhakta Santosha Yenankara Vinayana Mridutara Bhasha Akalanka Darpana Kapola Visesha Muni Sankata Harana Govinda Venkateramana Mukunda Sankata Harana Govinda Venkateramana Mukunda Sankashana Mulakanda Shankara Guru Guha Nandaranga Pura Vihara Jaya Kodanda Ramavatar Raghuveera Shri Ranga